Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is me Fatima Business Wali. I am student and assistant facilitator at Jahan School Lahore campus. Today we have a very honorable guest and welcome to today podcast. Today conversation is very special because it's not just about success, confidence or speaking on stage. It's about listening to the quiet voice inside you even when fear is loud. Our guest today spent over 30 years helping students believe in themselves, but life invited her into a new chapter. She had to face fear in completely different way, learning to show up, to be seen, and to trust her voice all over again. This is a story of purpose and they did not retire. Of courage that was built step by step and of confidence that come from choosing no to small step. I am truly honored to her a very honorable guest and welcome Erika Bender Hammond who lives what she teaches. Arika, thank you so much for being here today, and we are deeply grateful to have you. Thank you so much for giving your precious time, and thank you so much once again.
Thank you for the opportunity, Fatima. I really appreciate this. And you are actually very good students that's actually showing up so much. So all the best with your studies as well.
Okay, thank you, Arika. Arika, for those meeting for first time, who are you beyond titles? Can you introduce yourself with our audience?
Question. So I'm Erika van der Werven. I spent more than 36 years in education as a teacher, as a head of department, and later the principal. So after retirement, I stepped into coaching and the speaking business. That purpose does not retire. So to show up, to speak up, and to shine, because confidence is living proof of that.
Okay, that's great. Rika, can I ask you a question? You spent over 30 years in education. What did teaching you about confidence?
So teaching taught me that confidence is something that you can grow through repeating activities and through taking your responsibilities. You don't wait to feel ready. As children are watching you, you simply prepare and you show up and you adjust. So wasn't something loud. It was about consistency properly and you know your stuff. Then you start to feel confident. Then you simply do that, do it consistently.
Okay, that's great. So, my next question is, after retiring, when did you realize your purpose was not finishing yet?
Yeah, it after my retirement, I traveled for about a year and a half. But then I came home, and every time I came home, stillness, the silence in the house. And I kind of felt useless and invisible. And that discomfort told me something. This one door had closed, but the music hadn't stopped. And that is when to to understand that there's more into my life. There's more that I can still do. So yeah, feeling that you don't have purpose anymore, and I felt that I can still make an impact. That drove me.
Oh, that's great. So, my next question is, what was the secret part for stepping into online coaching with no business background?
So yeah, that was scary. Everything felt kind of foreign. The technology, the marketing, and also the sales, because I didn't have any business in marketing. But the scariest wasn't the systems. It was hearing my own voice in a new arena, and I was wondering, do I belong here? So that was the belonging. was the scariest, except for all the other things, the systems, the marketing, the sales, the competition with younger people. I ask myself, do I really belong here?
Oh, yeah, amazing. So, my next question is, you have lead schools, yet showing up on camera felt hard. Why does confidence shift into digital space?
It's changed. In a school hall, I knew exactly who I was. I had this history, relationships. But online, you are you are actually staring at the left time. There's no applause, there's no feedback. No one is telling you, right, this is wrong. No one is asking a question. It exposes this insecurity very quickly in one. And that is where the tested when you are staring at this camera and no, you don't know who's looking. There's no nothing. And that shifts. And that is why confidence became a problem for me.
Okay. So, my next question is, was there a moment you almost gave up? What helped you continue?
Yes, definitely. Early on, I invested in coaching, but that left me more confused than the clarity. So I felt behind. I felt totally out of my place. But what kept me going was this: quitting would confirm the fears that I'm having, that I'm too old, that I'm not enough, that I do not have the capability to do this. But continuing would challenge that fear. And I simply choose growth over discomfort.
Okay, great. So, my next question is, how did your personal struggles give birth to called confident coaching?
So I realized I wasn't lacking a strategy. I was lacking this alignment. So when I stopped trying to perform and start speaking from who I truly am, things started to shift. So that, and I know about a lot of coaches that's struggling with this misalignment, and now they perform more up and speaking from them from their hearts and so called and confident from that breakthrough where I realized, but this is what I'm struggling with. Stop performing. And I also realized that I'm not the only one struggling with this. So because I went through that, I'm helping women to be more aligned in what they believe and in their voices and in their actions, to feel more empowered when they are starting to speak in their businesses. So that is how it was born, because that experience.
Yeah, amazing journey. So, I want to ask next question. You talk about courage, allegiance, beliefs, words, and action. Why is this so powerful?
Because people feel misaligned instantly. If you say you are, you don't believe that you are worthy, your body tells the truth. So congruence builds that trust, and in yourself first, and then it's building the trust with other people that's listening to you. But if you are not congruent, if you don't believe, and if your actions, your words, your values does not align with your words, then people can feel that, and that will cost you the trust of your audience.
Okay. Um, why do you think so many women hide behind perfectism?
Because perfectionism feels safe. If it's not ready yet, you don't have to risk rejection. So basically, it has to do with fearing that people will reject you and they will criticize you. So now you try to do everything according to the big book, to the letter. You want to be perfect so that people don't judge you. So perfectionism isn't excellence. And that is why people are hiding. They want to be perfect because they want to protect themselves from critique, from being judged by other people. But that's not the real thing, because perfectionism does not build the trust, but real is building the trust. Because if people can resonate with you, and they resonate with people that's imperfect, they do not resonate with people that, because they are not perfect. If they can resonate with you as a human being and as being real, that is when you are building the trust.
Yeah, absolutely right. So, why do you think? What is the biggest common mistakes female coaches?
Female coaches, most of them are waiting to feel confident before they are taking the action. And actually, confidence comes after the action, not before the action. Confidence is built by showing up imperfect but real consistently. You build it by showing up imperfect but being consistent. That is how, and you can try it.
Yeah,
Turn up, show up for a couple of times, and you will feel more confident already. But confidence is coming after the action and not before the action.
yeah, amazing. My next question is: confidence is not something we are born with; it's something we build. How does that process look in real life?
It looks repetitive. Do the thing over and over again. Posting when you are unsure and your voice is shaking. Speaking when your heart is racing, again and again. It doesn't matter if it's imperfect. Your nervous system learns something if you're showing up imperfect. I've survived. And that shows self trust in action. Because if you can start trusting yourself, you will show up more, and that is how your confidence is growing. So it's repetitive.
Okay, amazing. You have achieved major success as a speaker. What did place third among thousand teach you?
It taught me that mentorship and practice matters more than talent. I didn't feel fearless when I was on that stage. And quite frankly, I didn't expect that. But I felt present, real, because I was sharing my own story and how I transitioned from being a principal into retirement and then becoming a coach at the end of the day. And is built. It's not gifted, it's built. And that opens so many doors for me, because I've got a lot more speaking gigs after this award was given to me. So it means a lot.
Okay, uh, what role does self-awareness play in build confidence?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, what role does self-awareness play in building confidence?
Okay, self awareness. So you need to know, first of all, you need to know your environment, right? You need to know
Yeah.
your environment. You need to know that you need to know prepared well. So you need to be aware, but you also need to be aware that some people will like your speech and other people won't like it, and it doesn't match. It is important to believe in your message. Be aware of the value of your message. So, and don't try to eliminate fear. Just regulate it and breathe, ground yourself, and remind yourself, I'm here, I'm grounded, and I'm good enough, and I can big role. But you need to be aware of what is going on around you and inside you, to be aware of your fear as well. And then just believe. I know that my message can help someone. So stabilize your nerves, even if it's so. So be aware of inside and outside.
Yeah, great. Okay, Erika, can you share a personal story where fear almost held you back, but you pushed through?
Okay, yes, let's go to this next top speaker tournament. I've done it several times, but every time that I had to deliver a speech on Zoom, thousands of people were watching. So I wasn't sure if I would be a candidate until I grounded myself and I prepared my speech in a way where it felt real, where I was more. So I grounded myself. I was preparing properly, but I faced this fear that I cannot quit, push through.
Yeah, great. Uh, how can female coaches handle criticism or judgment without losing their confidence?
Can you repeat, please?
How can female coaches, uh, can you hear me? My voice?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you, but it's not very clear.
Yeah.
How can female
Okay.
coaches?
Held criticism or judgment without losing their confidence.
Okay, okay. As I already alluded to, you need to believe in your message. I know that criticism are out there, and to believe that your message is for someone out there, not necessarily for everyone. Not all the people will like what you are saying, and it's fine because you cannot be there for everyone, but the right people will get your message. So you've got a good message. You've got a brilliant message. And you are a brilliant coach because you are having the brilliant skills. So just go out there. It doesn't matter if people are criticizing you. Try to do the right thing, try to grow, but never lose faith that your message means something to someone out there.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. And our guest is disconnected. Our guest is left because my internet has been disconnected. And thank you so much again, Arika, and everyone who are watching on live. So, see you in the next podcast. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.